You don't. And the mindset is that you take fights as 6. So what you do is you put yourself in the position where the rest of your team can do something. Don't overthink it so much. Just be like, hey, you can frontline as D.Va? Fine. But it would be better to frontline as D.Va here than here. Because for them to walk here, they now walk into where your DPS can shoot. The only introduction I request is that you explain, who you are, what you do, and then you explain why you should never be why you have a restraining order from anything with only 2 wheels.
So my name is Kevin Reap. I'm the general manager of the Mizzou Esports program, which is a collegiate esports endeavor that we started at the University of Missouri in the middle of the country 2 years ago. So this is we're starting the 4th semester of our program. We announced it December of 2018. We took 1 semester to put the pieces into place and to get everything ready. And that is when I met our mutual friend Speakeasy. And the rest has been one heck of a ride, to say the least. So
can you describe what happened with you and the bicycle? Because I heard it was a great idea and something terrible happened. Can you explain exactly what happened?
Well, it was the beginning of COVID. I bought a bike and I thought I would get in shape and I would ride my bike some more. And I started riding more and more. And then I decided one day I wanted to ride 100 miles. And 27 miles into that 100-mile journey, I crashed and I broke my collarbone. And I actually have an X-ray next week. Should be my last one. And then I think I'll officially be back. And now I'm trying to decide if I have the guts to get back on the bike again or not. And to be honest, it kind of scares me still.
Okay. You do realize children learn how to ride bikes, like 4 and 5 year olds.
Yeah.
What I want from you, and I'm going to be asking a lot of questions here, but I'm going to set the stage first. What I want from you is I want you to, as much as possible, deny the enemy team from either flanking and pressuring your squishy backline, or abusing high ground and taking advantage of your squishier backline around this position here, right? What's the difference between this position here and this position here in regards to like where your team's set up?
I'm much closer to my healers and they're right behind me.
Right, exactly. This is where you're taking the fight. If we turn on spectate overlay, look at how your angles and your team are set up. This is where the enemy team gets smashed in the mouth. This is not where the enemy team gets smashed in the mouth. This is where they get tickled under the chin. And so you don't really want to be doing much until they get to here. And even here, you as D.Va can tickle a little bit, but the second that you start getting chunked, you start taking damage, you hide behind a corner. You let your DPS do it because they're fighting at a range that's better for them. You could even make the argument here that maybe you could go up here with your soldier and help him hold high ground. Because what can you do up here for your soldier?
I could actually matrix him while he does some real damage.
Right, exactly. So you can use one of your cooldowns to let the real spam hero do something. And that's something that we're going to continue to see. This is a very important position on the map because you can do a lot of damage from it. But you as a D.Va can make it even stronger by helping him be there. Right, so right here, what's the issue?
I'm always like, I feel like I am typically, there's not many other people in front of me.
Right.
I'm leading the charge.
Right.
And maybe I shouldn't be. I'm also anxious to hear what you think about how often I'm shooting shields, because that is something I invest a significant amount of time in.
Right. So here's a little life hack for you. A lot of people worry about target priority and who they're shooting. But in my opinion, the easiest way of dealing with target priority is basically to put yourself in the right position and then just shoot what's easy. And right now, you're in the wrong position, so I don't care whether you're shooting Shield. I don't care whether you're shooting Reinhardt or Echo or Ana or Hanzo. That's not a question to me. We're not going to get into that mind games. The problem is you're in the wrong spot. And as soon as we put you in the right spot, then it doesn't matter who you shoot, because you're going to be doing approximately the same amount of value. Like you said, you have this mindset, and we can already see it, that I'm frontline, 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 frontline. And to be fair, ironically, you're going to build a lot of medals off of doing this. You talked about how, I don't always get the medals. Well, this play style is a good way to build a lot of medals. So you're going to get a lot of damage, you're going to get a lot of shield pressure, you're going to get a lot of eliminations because you're shooting everything. But your healers are going to be sweating and like aging, but like by the minute. And at the meantime, your DPS are going to be like, man, I wish I could get Mercy Beam, or look at where your soldier is right now, for example. Like maybe you see how he's left his position from here because he got shot by Hans. You can see it sticking out of his arm, right? Like right around the collarbone, actually.
Yeah, it's about the spot.
So, but like think about how much more he would be doing than you, and how much less support he would be manning as well, right? And what have you done here? You've put a lot of pressure and shield, but all you're going to end up doing is most likely you're probably going to have to back off and then you're going to demand a lot of healing. Meanwhile, your DPS are like, D.Va, can you let him out a little bit? Because we'd like to shoot people too, right? So this is an unintentionally, but it's a selfish play style that you're going to be starving your DPS of any actual picks or pressure, and all you're going to be doing is like your BAP can't do anything but heal you. Your Mercy can't do anything but heal you. And you're at a significantly higher chance of getting demacked. Does that make sense?
It does. This is an interesting concept. You're taking into account the rest of the team, and that's something I guess I don't do very often. Yeah.
No, you don't. And the mindset is that you take fights as 6. So what you do is you put yourself in the position where the rest of your team can do something. Don't overthink it so much. Just be like, hey, you can frontline as D.Va. Fine. It would be better to frontline as D.Va here than here, because for them to walk here, they now walk into where your DPS can shoot them. Now, like we said, the best position would be to off angle and play here, and then like let them walk in, and then you can off angle from here. But like we're not even there yet. Like right now, we're still spoon feeding down Gerber's baby food, you know, before we even talk about swallowing anything solid. So
these metaphors, by the way, are fantastic.
I thank you very much. I appreciate that. But yeah, this is what we're concerned about, because you ultimately like look at your HP right now. You see your HP?
Yeah.
And I want you to, we're going to go over to Reinhardt HP. Essentially full and 2/3. So you have made this remarkably expensive and probably one of the world's worst trade deals ever. Pardon the Trump-ism, but and what have you got for it? Nothing. You've done nothing. Now you farmed more ult charge than your soldier, but that's not something to brag about. That's just saying, hey guys, I'm feeding more than he is. And now we can even like surmise even more things, because look at what happens as a result. Because you're like, oh, my stupid BAP, how did he get hooked? Well, gee, if only there was a cooldown that could defend against that, right? But the problem is how are you supposed to matrix this if you can't see it?
Right.
Like, I can't see it. You can't see it.
It's the first time I've seen it, yeah.
Yeah, you have no idea. And it's impossible. A GM D.Va couldn't matrix this. Nobody has reaction speed this fast. But you're making it harder for yourself by sticking, you know, your big fat pink face directly into the enemy team, and basically by yourself. You know, you got some Sigma with you. Your BAP was putting in a little bit of damage, but at best it was a 3v6. At best. And now you're in a situation to where, once again, they're just turning the corner. The fight's just about to start. You're down your BAP, and what is your HP at?
Half now, yeah.
Like half or even less. And now
less,
this limits what you can do. Because now you can't really go high ground. Now you can't really, hey, maybe your soldier would go in a flank and their Mercy's one, and you want to go for a crazy aggressive play. I don't care. But you can't. You just can't do it. And you're limiting like your ability by just being a complete damage sponge. And now you're demacked.
Well, I did say the baby D.Va main. See now.
Yeah. Go back and watch this again. We help our soldier hold high ground. He goes for a, you know, 1v1 with the Hanzo off of high ground. Great. You pressure the Ana. Force your cooldowns. You don't overchase. You say, oh, Reinhardt's low HP. I'm going to shoot him in the back because I've got a really good position. Then I'm going to boost her in. I'm going to help my Sigma with a 1v1.
Saw the hog out of the corner of my eye.
Exactly. So, like, you have done... I have no complaints at all. And then again, you know, helping with this angle over here. Like, I have no complaints with anything that happened the past 15 seconds. There's your Diamond D.Va play. But it's like it's MIA for the rest of the round. You're like, you've got like, I know you hit your head in the asphalt, man, but like this is not the level of brain damage I was expecting. Like, you're doing a whole lot here. No. Because right, you heard him, but he hurt you. Because ultimately, again, the concept is like,
oh, they were all there. Yeah,
they're all here. They're all here. And the thing is like, is this really easy for your team to like shoot and spam? The big thing is, again, where's your team right now? Like, let's see how many blues we got in your screen right now. And I'm being generous. Like, I'm giving you half of the map.
Yeah, there's only about one.
Yeah, like you're putting on a clinic of incompetency right now, and you're not even trying. So like, your soldier's not here. I don't know why your soldier dropped, but like maybe he's trying to help you out. Who knows? But like your McCree, probably. Your BAP, your Mercy, nobody's there. Nobody's there. You. I want you to go this aggressive. Be my guest. If your team could do anything. If they can't, don't do it.
I think I got to play this aggressive for the first few minutes, and then their team goes, okay, it's one of these divas.
Right.
And then whenever they get on board,
they put you on the avoid list. Oh, sorry. Sorry, what were you saying?
That's actually That's been said many, many times.
Well, I mean, it's Overwatch ranked. Everybody's putting everybody in the avoid list, so everybody hates each other. But that is what it is. But see, the thing is like the flaw with your logic is I like what you're saying. I'm kind of setting the tempo, and like my team can play around that, and that's fine. You're a tank player, but not only you're not paying attention to what your team's doing, but you're not even really playing how your team wants to play in the first place, because it's a two-way street. Yeah, your team needs to play around you. You're a tank. You set the tempo. Yada yada yada. But look at your comp. You've got a McCree, you got a Soldier, a BAP, Sigma's on high ground. Everybody wants to spam them out. You're not playing Reaper. You're not playing Lucio. You're not playing like Reinhardt. Nobody on your team wants to just go in there and just like smack them in the face. That's just you. And that's the problem.
Yeah,
it's not just you, but it's literally just you, as we saw here. So you need to be kind of finding the balance here and play around more of where your team is set up, and ultimately, man, like, play around your team setup. Like that's as simply as I can put it there. Because the problem here is now, like the big problem is we're gonna have people taking high ground. Now this is when I would want you to smack them in the mouth. You can't do this. My team wants to play high ground. You guys aren't allowed to have it. But guess who's not here right now? You. And guess who doesn't have boosters to boop them off? And guess who doesn't have micro missiles? And guess who needs healing right now? You. And this is how you lose fights. Your Sigma is gonna die here, and if he does die, it's your fault. Well, maybe he won't. Maybe he might. What are you doing?
I am
positioning wise.
Once again doing no damage, standing right in front of it. I'm in front.
You're front lining. So your goal is to fight with 6 and not front line. So what are our options with positioning here?
I should be up top. Who is up top?
You could be up top.
I could be up top with Soldier, or what about? Probably a dumb idea. No, okay.
Do it. Commit.
I think I should be to the right where the box is.
Okay.
A little more to the right there,
right here.
To the left.
It could work. Where else could you go? Where if you wanted to be like super aggressive and wanted to farm all the damage medals and wanted to get flamed less for doing it?
I feel like it seems like it'd be too far away, but I guess behind one of those walls.
You could do it here.
Maybe the one with the rock.
Yeah,
that one there is not too far.
No,
I guess
because look at your team. They can see.
Yeah, they're
like it's aggressive. You're hoping your soldier doesn't get his head blown off, but you're getting something out of it. What are you getting out of it? What do you get out of here that you don't get out of standing AFK on high ground?
I'll get more damage.
You get a lot more damage.
Real damage.
Real damage. Exactly. That's the key. What you just said right there is really important. Real damage. Because I'm not even talking about like shield damage or HP damage. That's real damage. It doesn't matter what it is. But what's the difference between damage and real damage? What's the difference between Reinhardt taking damage, here, and Reinhardt taking damage here?
His life or death.
Yeah, exactly. Because
shield or no shield.
Exactly. Because your entire team will benefit from it. Your team doesn't care about damage over here. Your team does care about damage here because that's what matters. So again, I don't care if you shoot shield. I don't care if you shoot Reinhardt, in the butt cheeks, or I don't care if you shoot Ana or Mei. I just don't care. I just want you to do it where your team can actually get something out of it, right?
Yeah.
Where that 500 shield damage actually matters, and where you don't have to sacrifice. Like, can you imagine how awkward it's going to be for them to get you out of this position here, or this position, here, or this position up here? Like, I'm not saying play passive as D.Va. If you like getting a lot of damage and playing really aggressive, which it seems like you do, I don't want to change that playstyle. I just want to tailor it towards what actually is good play. So I want you to play here. I want you to.
That's really smart, yeah. Because
Go ahead.
That's perfect. I know. I love the aggressive D.Va style. So for this is good. I like this. I want to try this.
So do it. Make them walk through the choke then, and then that's when you're going to farm people. Because then who's the Ryan going to shield? Who's he going to shield? It's a rhetorical question. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know who the Ryan shields. I have no idea. They're going to have to do something stupid, like stick their shield out here and shoot you, and then you're going to boost her away, and they're like, all right, now we go to the choke, but then you boost her right back, and you start all over again, right? So you want to create that dilemma. So I'm not saying don't do damage. I want you to do damage. I want you to play aggressively. Just do it right. Good job not shooting shield, or a bubble rather. Oh, come.
Again, another one.
Because the thing is like, you could, okay, here's the other thing. If you're positioning here, can you stop Ryan from solo shattering you? Theoretically, yeah, maybe, but what if he just solo shatters you here? What's the difference about getting solo shattered here and solo shattered here? What's the difference?
There's probably not a different. This one would probably be better, right? Because it doesn't impact the rest of.
That's the key. That's the key. Not only is it better because your DPS are like set up better and they're not under pressure, but do you see who gets shattered here? You, your Sigma, your BAP. No, you're gonna die here. You're gonna die. Your BAP might die. Your Sigma might die. Like this might be 3 kills right here. So you know. And again, you've done nothing at this point. Like the irony is that you're playing frontline because you want to play aggressively and do damage. But if you look at actually how this fight, but you can't. You just can't. You're running away from a Reinhardt shield as you should. What are like 2 things that we're looking for? 2 things.
2 things that we're looking for moving forward.
No what?
Strategic. Say that again.
No what? As an in.
No frontlining.
No frontlining. And then playing as what? How many members of your team? 6. And I know that sounds like, oh, this is just basic advice. I coach contenders and Overwatch League players, and this is what they need to work on. It's that mindset. And every player of every rank sometimes have to be reminded to do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, do the basics. And for you, this isn't 5% or 10% or 20% of your mistakes and errors. It's 80%, 85%.
Yeah.
And everything is going to like improve as a result of fixing how you fundamentally think about D.Va. Now,